listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
Class heroes, baby. If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else? If I asked you to scratch my back, could you manage that? Like if we had chicken Travie, I can handle that. Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. It's just the last girl that played me left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Cause holding grudges over love is ancient artifacts. If I could only find a note to make you understand, I sing it softly in your ear and grab you by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune, and know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note.
Come on.
Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
Let's go! If I was an old school 50-pound boombox, would you hold me on your shoulder wherever you walk? Would you turn my volume up in front of the cops and crank it higher every time they told you to stop? And all I ask is that you don't get mad at me when you have to purchase Mad D batteries. Appreciate every mixtape your friends make. You never know, we come and go like on the interstate. I think I finally found a note to make you understand. If you can hit it, sing along and take me by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. You know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo. Because good music can be so hard to find.
So hard to find.
I'll take your hand and hold it closer to mine.
Yeah.
I thought love was dead, but now you're changing my mind. My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
It's your boy Travie, Gym Class Heroes.
Just shoot for the stars. If it feels right, then aim for my heart. If you feel like it, take me away and make it okay. I swear I'll behave. You wanted control, so we waited. I put on a show. Now we're naked. You say I'm a kid. My ego is big. I don't give a shit. And it goes like this. Take me by the tongue and I'll know you. Kiss me till you're drunk and I'll show you all the moves like Jagger. I've got the moves like Jagger. I've got the moves like Jagger. I don't need to try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll own you with them moves like Jagger. I've got the moves like Jagger. I've got the moves like Jagger. Maybe it's hard when you feel like you're broken and scarred. Nothing feels right, but when you're with me, I'll make you believe that I've got the key. Oh, so get in the car. You can ride it wherever you want. Get inside it and you wanna steer, but I'm sure
How's it? So, back day done, Friday, you know, Friday best day, which means next video, which is later on today, full on day, which is cheeky. But back day for now done. Crazy pump, really good, pushed myself really well. I went into gym today with a sort of different mindset, and it really helped me push through and push what I think was past failure. So, I've been reading a lot, and there's just something I want to quickly, like, it's not, I guess, a quote, but don't think of it as a quote, just think of it as something to think about, right? So, for a rational creature, only what is contrary to its nature is unbearable, but everything that is reasonable can be endured, right? So, like, if you really think about that, it's pretty much saying, whatever is humanly possible and within your humanly power, you can endure that, and the only things you can't endure are what aren't within your power. Right? So I went into gym today with that sort of mindset. I'm humanly able to lift this weight for this many reps, right? And it's endurable. It's not gonna kill me, it's not gonna injure me, it's not gonna like do anything, whatever. It's literally just endurable. You have to endure it, right? You have to live through it. And another thing they often that was often like quoted within this book I'm reading is, as a human with free will, right, you have the capacity to essentially weigh the values of two items. So like putting that into terms of like gym, muscle growth, pushing hard, which one's more valuable to you? Do you want muscle growth? If so, you know you have to push hard, right? All there is to it. If you want muscle growth, you push hard. Like, and that goes for everything. If you want muscle growth, you eat well. If you want muscle growth, you sleep well. So that's essentially your value system of what's valuable to you and what you're willing to essentially sacrifice in order to achieve that value. But then, so that sounds like great and well and whatever. It's like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice it, okay. I forget the exact phrase that was used, but if your goal is here, right, and you're here, and there's a whole load of shitty stuff here, okay? But you want this, and you're aware that the shitty stuff is going to have to be endured. Why complain while getting to it, right? Why, when you're pushing that heavy weight, and you're like feeling that burn and that muscle fatigue, and you know you have more reps in you, but that like feeling of pain is just overwhelming, why complain? Right? Why say, oh, this is so shit, and put the weights on? Why not keep going? Because you know, ultimately, at the end of that is your thing you're like striving towards. What I guess I'm trying to say is, stop being a pussy. Like, honestly, if you want something, go get it. Stop complaining about the process that takes to get it, right? Find joy in the process, find value in that process, and you will achieve what you want. If you value something enough, you shouldn't be worried about the process that it takes to achieve that said thing. Rather, you should be working towards it, right? And as with everything in life, there comes sacrifice. Right? So you're going to be sore, you're going to be like a bit miserable, fatigued, whatever, but you're sacrificing comfortability for your goal. And it's been in front of us our whole time. Like, literally, if you look anywhere, people don't say like, just do it, don't be a bitch, whatever. Like, look at Nike's logo, just do it, right? Massive company. But it's kind of factual, just do it. Don't complain, don't worry, don't do all of this. Life happens, and we have a very small amount of things we can control in this life. So why not strive towards doing your best, essentially, and what you want from this life, go get it, instead of complaining and saying, oh, it's so hard, but blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? Honestly, at the end of the day, are you gonna wake up when you're like 80 and be like, wow, I lived a fulfilled life, I did everything I wanted? If so, good for you, well done, you've lived your life. And I understand that everyone has different values in their life. That's why I'm saying, you look at yourself, your own character, and determine what your values are. Because if you wake up when you're 80 and realize that you never set out to achieve those values because you were so worried about the obstacles that it takes to get there, well then, what a sad, pitiful person you've been, right? Have a little ambition, a little faith in yourself, a little motivation, you know, discipline. Like, try. Then again, I'm not claiming myself to be perfect. And from this book I'm reading, it's the Stoic lifestyle is essentially, although you are aware that you are imperfect and you're striving to achieve these Stoic values, you should still encourage people to live the same lifestyle, like a fulfilling life. Even if you're like unable to do so at that exact moment, you're still actively attempting to get better and live more fulfillingly, right? So why not encourage others to do so as well? I'm not claiming to be a fulfilled person living my life to its full potential, but I sure as fuck am trying. And I think people need to understand that regardless of you being perfect or you living your life to the most fulfillment, you should still also be encouraging others to do so. That was a bit of like a rant, but I think it's a important mindset I need to start, everyone really needs to start adopting. I hope that's a bit of food for thought, and I hope you enjoyed. Cheers.